everybody? Woo! Yeah! Valorant back! Woo! VCT starts today. We will be watching Americas later today on stream, so make sure you don't miss it. Of course, I will be live on both YouTube and Twitch, so come and join me for the start of the season. I will also, an hour before the game start, be making my VFL team. So if you haven't made a VFL team yet, go and do it. The link in the description, top of the description. If you have, then get ready to get schooled by me, and you can come and join in and see who's in my team. But today we're going to do my EMEA Kickoff Pickems and China Pickems as well. So we're going to start with China and just do that pretty quickly. So let's just dive in. So AG versus Nova. I think the AG are just a bit better than Nova. I'm not too excited for Nova looking at their roster overall. Tech, I think, will be the worst team in all of VCT, so I'm going to pick JDG. Trace versus Wolves. I mean, I kind of have to go Wolves. It's actually a pretty good test for both teams, I think. Trace obviously made the first international and then kind of fell off big, so we'll see if they can bounce back. But I'm going to go Wolves, and I'm pretty high on FPX, so I'm going to go FPX there. BLG versus AG. BLG have been wobbly and are making a roster move now, so this is actually a chance for an upset here for AG. I am going to stick with BLG for now, though I do think if they got, for instance, if JDG were here, I probably would pick JDG. But I will go DRG over JDG. I think DRG we're all feeling pretty good about, at least on VOD as we were. And I'm going to stick with that. Gli versus Wolves. Wolves can never beat Gli, ever. So if I want my pickems to be correct, I should pick Gli. So I will, because Wolves never beat Gli for whatever reason. And EDG versus FPX I think will be a banger game. I do just think that EDG will probably have enough to win that one overall. I think DRG will definitely beat BLG. I think EDG will be able to beat Gli, but I'm actually going to go DRG winning in the upper final just there, and we'll move to the middle rounds. So Nova versus FPX. Again, I'm pretty high on FPX, so I'll go for them. Wolves, again, anyone should beat Tech. Trace JDG, I'm going to go JDG, and All Gamers Tai Lu, I'm going to slightly go Tai Lu just there. FPX versus Wolves. See, now again, I think FPX will be pretty good, so I'm going to go FPX just there. I'm going to go JDG over Tai Lu. I'm going to go JDG over Gli, and I'm going to go FPX, and I'm going to go FPX, and I'm going to go for a bit of a twist here. I'm going to say if FPX go on this run, I'm saying they're going to win this game as well. Let's go FPX qualifying there in the middle round. Bit of panic here for EDG losing 2 best-of-5s. Nova will beat Tech, because anyone will beat Tech. Trace will beat AG. Wolves will beat Trace. Nova Tai Lu. Let's go Tai Lu. Let's go Tai Lu over Billy as well. Why not? And then Wolves never beat Gli. I'm trying to curse them. Wolves never beat Gli, so Gli must win. Gli will beat Tai Lu. Gli will beat JDG, and then EDG will scrape out in the final lower final against Gli. So now let's move on to EMEA. By the way, you can join any of the VLR groups, the TMV groups, if you want to prove that you are a better at Pickems than me. You won't be, but you can join if you want to try and beat me, but you won't. So link in the pinned comment for them. And now let's move to EMEA. And for EMEA, here we go. We got Navi versus KC. Now, I'm pretty high on KC, okay? I've made this pretty clear. I picked them to go to the International and VOD. I'm also, as you saw from the power ranking, fairly high on Navi as well. So that's no slight on Navi, but I am going to pick KC for the game because I am a true believer in KC this time. Now, Foot against Gentlemates. Foot are now paying me money, okay? But I'm not going to go overboard with Foot just yet, right? As I hope you saw from the power rankings, I haven't been paid to be super biased or anything like that. I think I put them 6th or whatever in the power rankings. You know, not crazy. I'm not going to predict them to make it, but I am going to predict them to beat Gentlemates because I think the Foot and Gentlemates, to be fair, I think they both will be kind of middle of the pack teams, but I'm just going to go for Foot. BBL over Pacific, I'm going to go for BBL just there. I'm interested in Pacific, to be honest, to see where they are, because there is a part of me that thinks that they actually will be able to beat the likes of these middle-of-the-pack teams. Unfortunately for Ulf, they got a pretty bad draw, and I'm going to pick Team Vitality just there. Now, Team Heretics versus KC. Now, here's the thing. On Platchat, I predicted Team Heretics to qualify first from EMEA, but did that on Platchat partly because I do think Team Heretics will be a decent option. I didn't just want everyone to say Fnatic, but I am in on this KC train. And I want to show I'm in on this KC train, and this is how you do it, right? You have Heretics losing this game. So I'm going to go for KC Foot versus Giants. Now, a lot of people are pretty high on Giants, and I'm not as high on Giants. Again, I'm not saying that Giants are bad. I put them like 7th or whatever in the power ranking. It's not like I think they'll be bad, of course. I don't believe that keeping it all the same will be as good as a lot of other people seem to think. Now, you might be like, TMV, I watched a video on Pacific, you said RRQ, they've just kept all the same team and everyone's sleeping on them, and you had them going to Masters, so why not Giants as well when they're basically the same story? Well, there is a bit of a difference there to me between RRQ and Giants, and the fact that RRQ were basically, you know, they were good for most of the season, right? They didn't have the best kickoff, but then after that, they won Stage 1, they came, you know, second in Stage 2, they were just good throughout the entire season. Giants, meanwhile, didn't have a good Stage 1, made multiple roster moves, and then had a stage, not even that great of a Stage 2 group stage, but then were just good for Stage 2 playoffs, and then had a pretty decent champs, right? So, yes, the end of the season was good, but I need to see it over a longer time span before I'm fully in on this Giants roster. Maybe they will be good, and I'll hold my hands up and say, yep, they're just good. But I need to see a little bit more before I truly believe that to be the case. So I'm going to pick Foot for that reason. Fnatic versus BBL, I'm going to go for Fnatic just there. Team Liquid versus Vitality, I see, again, this is one that I think the Team Liquid really could win. I think this is one of my regrets of my power rankings. Probably my biggest regret of the power rankings that I did is I put Liquid way too low. When I thought about it a bit more after the fact, I was like, no, Liquid are definitely going to be a lot better than that. I put them 8th or something, and I was like, no, Liquid will be better than that. So I am a bit cautious about this, but I will go for Vitality just now because I think Vitality will be very good. KC versus Foot, if we got here, again, you'll say that this is the TMV derby for EMEA, essentially, but I am going to go KC. And Fnatic versus Vitality, I am going to go with a bit of a twist here. Now, if you've watched VOD Fathers, you'll know I've made a pretty crazy prediction about EMEA, but I'm going to stick with that prediction, and I'm going to pick Vitality. And then we get an upper final of KC versus Team Vitality. Go for Team Vitality, pulling it out early on in the season against KC just there. So now let's move on to the middle rounds. So middle round 1, Navi versus Liquid. I mean, again, a really tough game to call here for both teams. As I say, I feel like I have underrated Liquid a bit, so I'm gonna pick them. I've kind of changed my mind a bit on Liquid and how good they'll be. So I'm gonna pick Liquid just there. Gentlemates versus BBL. Ooh, that one as well would be pretty close. I'm going to slightly lean Gentlemates just there. I will have Giants beating Pacific, and this would be a tough draw. Imagine if Ulf got this. Vitality into Heretics. God, that would be a very rough draw, but I will go for Heretics, of course. Team Liquid versus Gentlemates. I'll go Liquid. Giants versus Team Heretics. I will go Heretics just about. Liquid versus Foot. I'm going to go Liquid. I'm going to go... I told you, I'm feeling this kind of Liquid train. Heretics versus Fnatic. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna pick Team Heretics. Pick Team Heretics there, and then I'm gonna pick KC. And KC are gonna go, and they're gonna qualify for this tournament, and they're gonna beat Team Heretics just there. And then we're gonna get this. We're gonna get Navi. In fact, if I need KC to go, I don't think they would beat Team Heretics here. So I'm gonna pick Team Liquid to win that game, and then KC win, because I need KC to go. So Liquid have to win that game, because I don't think they would beat Heretics. Navi versus BBL. We're going for... Oh, I'm going for Navi. And I'm going Pacific over Ulf. Sorry, Ulf. And we're going Giants over Navi. We're going to go Gentlemates over Pacific. We're going to go Fnatic over Gentlemates. We're going to go... See, this is a rematch of up here. And in the rematch, the other team always wins. See, I'm putting Foot in the middle of the pack. You can't claim I'm being biased here. They're going middle of the pack. We're keeping expectations low. And they're going to overperform them. Fnatic beat Giants anyway. And then we get Fnatic Heretics again. And I'm going to say that Heretics win and Heretics go. And that is how Fnatic don't make it. So Fnatic, in this scenario, will have lost to Vitality, Heretics, and Heretics. And that is how they don't go, okay? This is my bold prediction. This is my boldest prediction of all. That Fnatic do not go to the first Masters. You will all say that I'm crazy and that they definitely are going to go to this Masters. But they didn't go to the first Masters last year. So it's not impossible. And you can see how a bracket can turn out where... I don't think it's that unreasonable that they could lose to Vitality, Heretics, and then Heretics again. I think that that is a reasonable thing that might happen. And this is how it happens. And it starts with KC beating Team Heretics. So, those are my pick'ems for EMEA. I will be live later today watching the first games of Kickoff. Come and join me. Come and have some fun. It's a new year of Valorant. Anything could happen. We could all look stupid by the first day. So let's enjoy that. And let's enjoy looking stupid together.